Good morning, children. Welcome back to the online class of Sri Kogulam Public School, Vattagara.
Dear children, good morning. Welcome back to the politics class. Today's thought. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, and the optimist they sees opportunity in every difficulty. So dear children, we always be optimist. Okay. Now we can continue our lesson. Understanding secularism. Did you remember where did we stop the previous class? What did we discuss there? Okay, we discussed the essence of secularism and the importance of separating the state from the religion. I hope all of you studied that particular part. Okay. Now, today's class I am going to discuss about what is Indian secularism and what are the objectives of secularism and what are the various ways to prevent the domination of one religion over the other religion and the similarities between the Indian constitution and the US secularism. Okay, Indian secularism and the US secularism and the differences between the Indian and the US secularism. And the last part, the importance of fundamental rights to ensure the secularism. Okay, this part we can discuss today. What is Indian secularism? Listen, then what are the objectives of secularism? Then first objective of the secularism, that is one religious community that does not dominate the other religion. That we already discussed. Listen, one religious community that does not establish the power over the other religion. Second point or the second objective, some members they do not dominate other members of the same religious community. Example, I discussed the earlier, untouchability existed in India earlier. Listen, the low caste people, they were dominated by the upper caste among the Hindus. Okay, and the third point or the third objective, that is the state does not enforce any particular religion or take away the religious freedom of the individual. The state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of the individual. Did you clear? Now please see this chart. What are the three main objectives of the Indian secularism? The first one we discussed, members do not dominate other members of the particular religion, and one religion does not dominate other religion, and the state that does not take away the individual's religious freedom. Did you clear? Next we can discuss what are the various ways to prevent the religious domination. The first point, that is the strategy of distancing the state from religion. Listen, the strategy of distancing state from religion. How is it possible? The Indian state is not ruled by a religious group and not support any religion. Our country that is not supporting any religion or it is not ruled by a religious group. Clear? The next, the government institutions are not supposed to display or promote any religion. The government institution, they are not allowing to display or promote any religion. Clear? Next, the celebrations of the religious festivals within the government schools, that would have been a violation of the government policy. In government schools, not allowing to celebrate any particular religious festivals. Okay. The next, the government schools, they cannot promote any one religion either in their morning prayer or through the religious celebrations. I hope all of you understood. Okay. Then the second way, that is a strategy of non-interference. Listen, a strategy of non-interference. In order to respect the sentiments of all religions, then the state does not interfere with the religious practices. Listen, next, the state makes certain exceptions for particular religious communities. Example, the Sikhs. Listen, the Sikh youth does not have to wear the helmet. We know, according to the religious practice of the Sikh religion, they are wearing what? The turban. So, not forcing them to wear the helmet. Did you clear? The third way, that is a strategy of intervention. In order to prevent the religion-based exclusion and discrimination of lower caste, the state interfered in religious matters. In some cases, the state interfered in the religious matters with the purpose of preventing the religion-based discrimination. Clear? Example, the Indian Constitution, they banned the untouchability. According to the 17th article of the Indian Constitution, then they banned the untouchability. You know what is untouchability. Okay? Then next, it is the violation of the fundamental rights of the lower caste. Untouchability is the violation of the fundamental rights of the lower caste. Okay? The state takes efforts to respect the religious rights of every individual, and the Indian Constitution allows the religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges. Listen, especially the minorities, they got the right to form their own or to found their own schools, religious schools and colleges. Clear? And the state gives financial aid on a non-preferential basis. I hope you clear that. Okay. Now see this chart. The ways to prevent the religious domination. Three main ways on the first point. The strategy of distancing itself from religion. The strategy of non-interference. And the strategy of intervention. These are the three ways. Clear? Now we can discuss what are the similarities between the Indian secularism and the US secularism. Okay, some of the objectives of the Indian secularism that are similar to that of the other democratic countries. The first amendment of the US Constitution that prohibits the free exercise of the religion. Listen, the legislature, they cannot declare any religion as the official religion. As per the US Constitution, the legislature, they cannot declare any religion as the official religion. And they cannot give any preference to any one religion. And in USA, the separation between the state and religion, that means then neither the state nor religion can interfere in the affairs of one another. Clear? What is the similarity? Please see this chart. Then does not recognize any religion as the official religion in USA. The same way in India also we does not give any preference to any one religion. Okay. Next, what is the differences between the Indian secularism and US secularism? Then there is a strict separation between religion and state in US secularism. Listen, as per the US Constitution, not allowing the state to interfere in the religious matters. But in India or Indian secularism, the state can intervene in religious affairs. Listen, example, the abolition of untouchability. In certain cases, the state then has the right to interfere in the religious matters. One of the example, abolition of the untouchability. Then the Indian secularism, the state is not strictly separate from religion, but it maintains a distance with the religion. Listen. The interference in religion by the state that has to be based on the ideals that laid out in the Constitution. The state interfered in the religious matters that is on the basis of the Constitution. Listen, and through these ideas we can judge whether the state is or is not following the secular principles. Clear? See the difference? Then in USA, there is a strict separation between religion and the state. But in India, it is not strictly separate from religion. Clear? Now, we can discuss What are the importance of fundamental rights to ensure secularism? Listen, then one of the main feature of the Indian Constitution, that is to ensure the fundamental rights. The Indian Constitution guarantees the fundamental rights, and the Constitution does not allow to violate these rights. Listen, and we need a constitutional mechanism to prevent these from violations. Listen, if any religious group established the domination over the others, then that led to violation. So, then to overcome such like violation, then our Indian Constitution gave importance for what? The secularism as well as the fundamental rights. Listen, one religion or one religious group establishing the domination over other religion, that means what? Violation of the fundamental rights. That is not allowing as per the Indian Constitution. Please see this, the importance of the fundamental rights. The Constitution guarantees fundamental rights and rights based on secular principles and not allowing to violate these rights. Clear? I hope all of you understood. Listen and don't forget to complete the notes. If any doubt, please contact me. Okay? Thank you.